The topic for deliberation today is whether one should offer a 1-year MBA or a 2-year MBA. So the trigger was a series of videos that I had uploaded a couple of weeks ago, in case you do follow this channel. So I had dissected through the decision making process for someone opting for a CIMA course, CIMA UK, or international CFA, or the dynamics of doing a CA with an MBA. Now a lot of people came back to me with the question that after doing a CA, in case we want to offer the 1-year MBA instead of the 2-year MBA because of the opportunity cost, so what is the right answer? And to my mind there is no simple answer, because this year we've had 7 people whom I know who opted for an MBA after CA. So this will include a 2-year MBA at IMA, IMB, IMC, 1-year MBA at IMA, someone is going to INSEAD, one is going to Harvard Business School for a 2-year MBA, one is going for a 1-year MBA at IE Business School, Spain. So there are 7 chartered accountants who I know are opting for an MBA this year after CA. But exactly what is the right answer, no clear clue. But we look at the data points and help you understand and take your own decision. So I cannot really prescribe, okay, this is right, this is wrong. Just look at the data and make a decision for yourself. So this is Anurag, and with the help of this channel, I disseminate information about various topics under the sun. Please do like the video and subscribe to this channel. It is quite encouraging. So if you see the trend in India, belatedly we are seeing a lot of education sabbaticals. Be it late 20s, early 30s, or in some cases even late 30s or early 40s. So I had gone for an MBA when I was 29. I turned 30 on campus. I was the youngest in my batch. I had even batchmates who had opted for an MBA in the mid 40s after like 20 years into the army. Or someone was there, Devashish David, around I think 15 plus years, so he was touching his 40s. So even at that point of time, you will have some people in the system who will be doing an MBA. And in terms of, so the idea is to retool or take a break, call it whatever you will. In terms of decision points outside the institute, what exactly is the right institute for you? The crucial point is the choice between the 1-year and the 2-year program. If you look at the relevance of the 1-year program, it's because a lot of institutes have started offering this program. A requirement is there in corporate world where I want a project management specialist, but he or she should have a broad understanding of general management. So he should not be isolated from a discussion which will also include branding strategy for the company. So the idea is to have senior or middle management people who will have a general management expertise with a focused domain expertise. So I, for example, will be a chartered accountant. After a 1-year MBA, it is not very much likely that I can become a supply chain professional. But the idea will be that I am a chartered accountant who also understands supply chain. So as I move up the corporate ladder, I can actually talk to a host of people with various functional disciplines and help the company arrive at the right decisions. ISB was the front runner here, and subsequently all major IIMs, XLRI, SPGN, etc. all opted for this, also offering this 1-year program along with the 2-year programs that they had been hitherto offering. Who would be the right candidate for a 1-year MBA? A person like Mr. George, who would have substantial managerial experience or has a business of his own, or has done an MBA already from some place, and this will be the second MBA. So a lot of people do it from tier 3 colleges, find that that's not really adding value to their career as they work for 5-7 years, and then they want a proper MBA from a branded school. 2-year MBA will be for someone who has got less than 3 years of work ex, no managerial experience, and simply can switch into any industry. Here switching industries will be a challenge, as will come later into this thing also. There are a couple of myths which I will want to dispel. One, do not mistake it for an executive MBA, because the word executive MBA also brings within its ambit a Saturday Sunday MBA done from an NIIT center or a huge center. These MBAs are full-time in nature, and you will have to take a break from your corporate life, go to campus either alone or with your family, and study for 15 months, 12 months together. It's full-time. And number 2, duration of MBA is not an indicator of its quality. It's not that a 2-year will necessarily be more useful for a 1 year because it's longer in duration. Because if you look at worldwide, In Europe, most of the schools offer a 1 year MBA. In the US, Canada, most of the schools will offer a 2 year MBA. And in Asia, you will have both 1 and a 2 year MBA. So, for example, Asian Institute of Management, Manila offers a 1 year, but the CUHK, Chinese University of Hong Kong, offers a 2 year MBA. India, it's a hybrid. They will offer both 2 year and 1 year, catering to different segments. US, Harvard or Stanford or Cornell or Chicago Business School all will offer 2 year MBA. Now, in terms of the broad decision parameters, one is clear. In terms of economics, it's faster, smaller and cheaper. 1 year. So you say 1 year of your salary, of your post-qualification salary. So you might already be drawing 17 to 20 lakhs per annum when you offer this MBA. So 2 year becomes a humongous sum of money. So in terms of the ROI, 1 year might give you a better ROI. You look at worldwide payback, it ranges from a 2.2 years for a HALT to 6.5 years for an MIT based on the Economist 2014 MBA ranking. In India, the PGPX costs from IIM Ahmedabad 24.5 lakhs plus the cost of the International Immersion Program, which is somewhere around 2 to 3 lakhs. So it's a bundled fee which includes tuition fees, books, accommodation, food charges, etc. IIM Bangalore offers it for 27 lakh 76,000 because 20,000 is the refundable security. Now one challenge is that now all institutes are charging service tax. In our case, we escaped the service tax because of the confusion over its applicability on the MBA program. IMC offers it for 22 lakhs plus 20,000 as refundable security deposit. So it includes tuition fee, cost of study material, accommodation and study tours. PGP from ISB, that's their flagship program, costs 28,32,350 rupees in case you are opting for a single accommodation. And let's say your spouse is also going there, it costs almost like 1.2 lakhs more. The living fee increases. For the XLI program, it's 17.5 lakhs. STGen takes you from you 16.25 lakhs. All of this will have some refundable security deposit. International Immersion 3.75. So if it includes 3.75, it's the cheapest in the market now. And Great Lakes offers it for 15.3 plus accommodation and food costing you around 3 lakhs. A lot of money. So that's one. In terms of fees, be prepared to shell out that quantum of money plus your foregone salary for 1 year. Now coming to peer learning, one of the fantabulous experiences of a 1 year MBA is that you'll have, let's say in a class of 60 people, 600 years of collective corporate wisdom. Now professors therefore also take a 1 year MBA more seriously. When used to discuss cases, let's say even about the insurance industry in the US, I had a batchmate who had spent as part of his TCS stint 4 years in the US working specifically on those 4 companies in the insurance space. Some professor was taking a case study on Godrej marketing strategy, and here was this guy who was a GM marketing in Godrej before he had come here. So the kind of peer learning that is there is fantabulous. In terms of academics, one would say yes, 2 years gives you more time to build a strong foundation and consider and select options. 1 year it's crunching the whole thing into 1 year, but yes, because you've got past work experience, you can connect your class discussions with your own experiences. That's the magic. So you'll find all this discussion more fruitful because you've encountered such situations. So how do you deal with industrial strikes? How do you go for branding? 1 year is a tight ship. So while a 2 year MBA from IIMs will offer you 950 hours of classroom, in 1 year itself they'll offer you 800 hours. But yes, if you got WorkX, you've been screwed by corporate world. 800 hours in a year is nothing. Typically in corporates, people spend how much, like 60-70 hours a week. So then in a span of 1 year, if it is 800 hours, it's okay. Now, when you look at any MBA apart from placements, brand and all, first look at the academic content because that is the biggest thing. So after substantive work experience, you might actually want to go back to a classroom and have a relook or study from a practical standpoint. What is game theory and its business applications? What are the strategies for cooperation, econometrics, operations planning and control. You might want to look at after a 5-year stint in Reliance Retail that how exactly is retail management. So we had a professor who was an expert in retail management. That was his topic of research since a decade. Fantabulous insights. Service marketing, very specialized focus courses. This is from XLRI, all these courses. Finance again, you might be a run-of-the-mill chartered accountant, but here you will come up with capital expenditure planning and control, project finance as specialized electives. Human resource, you will again have HR issues, employee empowerment, strategy. Now strategy is mostly not taught in any CA or an engineering course, but it is important. You must know the McKinsey 7S framework, and then you can study business problems in a very structured manner. So that's how it is. You'll have speaker series. So for example, at IIM Ahmedabad, we had the late APJ Abdul Kalam and Dr. Pawan Goenka and Ajay Bangas of the world coming and speaking to us. So the perspective that they bring over a 1.5 year course through their 1 hour curriculum is amazing. And you will even have courses on spirituality. So for example, EPGP IIM Indore had offered Bhagavad Gita for victory on the corporate field, where a Swamiji from Ramakrishna Mission actually came and took up that course. At IIM Ahmedabad, we had courses like Inspired Leadership for Personal Mastery or Spirituality, where we had gone to the Gir forest and done meditation. You are doing Yog Nidra in one class and you are doing capstone simulation in the other. That's the breadth. In terms of placements, yes, 2-year program is the flagship program for most institutes. It's been in existence since a decades. Well-established framework. So you'll have companies like ITC, Reckitt Benckiser, PNG, HUL, who have a pratha of sorts, a tradition that every year they'll go to a B school and take up management trainees. A Mahindra and Mahindra, TAS, Aditya Birla Lead and Lead. In the 1 year, what happens is that your past work experience and relevance comes into the question. So the candidates are suited for highly specific roles. So after 10 years in design, I will have to custom tailor the role which I offer to this candidate. It cannot be a part of a general management training program that at Asian Paints he or she will be part of the sales and marketing stint and then one finance stint and then moves up the ladder. That can happen at the age of 24, 25. After 10 years or 8 years of work ex becomes a challenge. So in terms of the placement, what happens here is that you need to have more one-to-one career discussions, get deep dive into your domain, connect with the alumni, and then some people exit for entrepreneurship, have a lot of mock interviews, and then so one-to-one career discussions, interest and need mapping is what matters a lot. You look at, now we'll get into the specific programs. For example, the IIM Ahmedabad's 1-year PGPX full-time MBA is ranked 1 number program in the world in terms of career progression as per FT rankings 2016 and overall 24th in the world. This is a program which I had also opted for 2014-15. What is the requirement? A bachelor degree, valid GMAT score. So 5 years from the date of application, and age should be minimum of 27 years. Now they have started taking it in 2 rounds. Round 1 and round 2, and minimum 4 years of full-time work. So they are not trying to reduce it. Earlier it was 8 years, reduced into 4 years. Now, so the idea is to have a younger mix into the class. Average GMAT score for the IIM Ahmedabad PGPX class is 710. Their work ex is 39% people with 6 to 8 years, 28% people with 10 to 12 years, 25% people with 8 to 10 years, and only 8% people will be really like those 12 to 15 years. They are the super experienced people in the batch. Host of industry backgrounds will be what these people come from: marketing, supply chain, finance, R&D, ranging from an IT to an FMCG, legal services, architecture, etc. A typical profile for a chartered accountant, let's say Ishan, is that he's worked with companies like KPMG, ITC, Kellogg's, has done chartered accountancy and diploma in IFRS and along with the BCom, and has worked 6+ years in typical FMCGs in supply chain operational. They really make up killing. Chartered accountants are a breed of people who do very well on a B school, whether it's a 1 year or 2 year, because this course has its own merits in terms of the domain expertise that it brings. Now, if you look at recruiters, so people say that for example, a person at Manipal, they wanted people for the strategy team and they were impressed by the caliber and competence of the students. Zensar is a regular recruiter at IMA PGPX program. So they have people in sales, consulting, strategy, M&A from the PGPX batch, and they really love it. If you look at the overall placements that PGPX offers, they have like 2 or 3 international roles every year, and most of them will be domestic. Domain will be Genman, marketing, sales, consulting, finance, systems, IT. So again, when I talked about system shift, so after a substantive a decade in IT, you might have to go back to IT, but the role will change from service delivery to IT strategy. So I had a friend who had been in very low end of the pyramid in terms of service delivery. Now is in Deloitte strategy and operations. So the paradigm shift is not in the industry, but in the actual nuts and bolts in your day-to-day work. Salaries, if you look at the maximum earning potential, it ranges from 18 lakhs to 43 lakhs, with a median being 27 lakhs. Good. And do not just judge an MBA by its starting salary immediately after MBA. Look at also after 5 years. International salary, the median is $1,23,000. MEP is in the Indian context, so it will range. Most of it's in IT, like say 30 lakhs is the median salary. Pharma offers 29.5, BFSI 24.5, and so forth. Consulting will offer 28, finance offers 29.5, marketing, sales 27. So roughly it's in the same range. IIM Bangalore's they term it as executive EPGP, 1 year full-time residential program. It takes you places. They have had 73 students with 22 female and 51 male, and average GMAT score again is 709. Experience ranges from a max of 116 months, that's around 10 years, to a minimum of 53 months, that's 1.5 years, and an average is 83 months, which is around 7 years. 30% of the batch will have international work experience. Now I was talking about the peer learning. Various experience will have manufacturing, IT services, as always, oil, and this. That varies, but the recruiters are all top notch, ranging from Accenture, Daimler, ITC Infotech, Flipkart. IMB, one advantage is it's in the heart of Bangalore. So all companies which are in the IT space or a lot of MNCs have set up shop there. That's one advantage which IMB offers. And look at the roles. It's not management trainee, which we were discussing earlier. It's vice president, CEO and managing director, general manager, associate manager. So the roles which require a lot more maturity in the candidates. Statistics, median salary 21.19, average 22, highest 38. PGPEX from IIM Calcutta, median GMAT score 690, 68 is the batch size. Average work ex around 92 months, 9 months of that is international, and 33% people have international work ex, 15% females, 85% male. And various functional domain, sales, product development, ops, consulting. Work ex 6 to 9 years, 65%, that's the bulk of it. As I told, like the super experienced people will always be like in single digits in that batch, and less than 6 years is also now keeping pace with the rest of the world, 15%. Various industries, roles offered again, director at Alstom, EA to MD at ACC, senior vice president at RPG, senior business development at Arisant. Those are kind of roles. Highest salary 54 lakhs, average salary 25.33. Good, I think. So 25.33, 18.66, 22.69. This is the kind of salaries that these people offer. It will vary across years to year. So the idea is to get you straight away into the mid or senior level roles with designations of AGM and AVP, etc. IIM Indore again. What are the roles? Strategy manager, EA to CO, EA to deputy MD, and so forth. So they have only a limited number of participants, 37, and 30 people opted for placements. Incoming salary was 10, outgoing was 17, so that's a 70% jump. Median salary was 9 incoming, 17 as outgoing. Awesome. It's almost doubled now. Host of companies recruit ISB Hyderabad. This is the largest chunk. 812 is the class of 2016 with an average age which is youngest in the entire gamut. 5 years of work ex. 704 is the average GMAT score. The placement trends is good. I mean, decently they have like 5 years of work ex across years. A class size which was 524, but with the Mohali campus it's now increased to 812. So 812 people of receiving 1151 offers means everyone is almost placed. What's the data speaking? 80%. No, ISB has this unique reporting of 80% mean and 80% median. So what happens is that their 80% mean draws a salary of 21,78,000 and the median is 2025. Now ISB has, you really cannot compare this with an IIM because IIM takes people with more work ex. Here they are not really finicky also about n number of years, so that's preferable but not mandatory. They have like 297 companies which had registered and rolled out 1151 offers. Different cohorts, people coming IT consulting, BFSI, FMCG, etc. Function wise, percentage wise, the highest is sales and marketing. So if you really want a career in J&J, you can actually offer an ISB. So because a lot of management training programs come there. Consulting is a big time drawer. I know a chartered accountant from the same place where I live. So after some years in Britannia, he is now in BCG. Finance roles are limited. Most of them will be in consulting or strategy, etc. Different statistics, now we'll not get into that. Function wise you'll have different means, but broadly the same number. Career progression, 2015, 81% people in ISB were able to shift their industries and 83% people were able to shift their functions, because as I said again earlier also, they take people with a lower work ex. So people with a lower work ex are always able to shift industries. Once after you cross like 8-10 years, then one would not want to discount away that 8 to 10 years and start as a fresher. Companies might also not be willing to take you on board with that kind of baggage. If you look at XLRI, they also call their PGDM as flagship full-time residential management program. They take 117 people with 8 female and 109 male, average age 29, average work ex 6.6, international work ex 25% people have it. If you look at again, what's the green? 5 to 6 years. Then the blue, 6 to 7 years. So most of the B schools are now wanting to take people with a lower quantum of work ex because it's easier to place such people. All top-notch brands, Accenture, KPMG, Amazon, ITC coming here. The average salary, 17.1, and the jump in salary before GMP to after GMP, it is around 64%. Now if you look at the roles offered to the batch, it varies. IT consulting, top-notch roles like IT consulting, IT operations, process management, analytics, etc. If you look at SPJ, again it's a PGPM, it's a 1-year full-time residential component, and that's preceded by a 3-month off-time residential web learning program. Overall it's 15 months. They had 150 participants ranging from a wide range of industries, average work ex 7 years, and 28% participants have international work ex. Batch size 136, finance, marketing, IM, OM. SPGen, by the way, is very famous for their operations management. You get very good placements in operations management after you do your SPGen. Incoming industries, you'll have people from supply chain, automobile, manufacturing. Their bulk is that only. And roles will be various roles, IT consulting, purchasing, etc. CTC summary, the median salary is 15.6. Max is 27. So not very rosy in terms of salaries, but the cost is also lower. And just to not judge it from the exit salary, but what will be 5 to 10 years from now also. The highest salary was by IT product. Like you have product roles at Facebook and Microsoft and all, that's always the highest salaries. Function wise, again the highest salaries, program management, and then technology, business analytics, etc. Different placements function wise. Great Lakes, they have like what? A higher cohort of female candidates. Work experience is lower, like 39% of the batches only 2 to 3 years. 42% of the batches 3 to 4 years, and then 19% is 4 to 5 years. Various underground specializations, industry, again, you'll always find this host of analytics, finance, ops, sales and marketing, etc. coming here. What is the average CTC? 12.11, median CTC 11.75, and the highest was 31 lakhs. Emphasize, targeting jobs post the 1 year MBA is like shooting with a rifle. You have to take a very clear shot. If you look at PGP placements, 400 placements in 3 days, people just opt for 7 companies which have shortlisted them and then land in whatever company takes them first. So it's like a machine gun. You just shoot and whatever clicks. Here it's more focused like a rifle, and therefore you have to be more patient. Final thought will be, don't judge the course of an MBA just from placements, but look at the ability of the course to transform you into a leader. You have to think long term. And a 1 year MBA in most places will be very good for people who want to accelerate their career. So let's say a chartered accountant wanting to move faster up the hierarchy with the overall domain knowledge. It's good. Changing experience after 10 years, you'll be frustrated if 10 years in design you want to enter as an EA to CEO. Does not happen. And the average salary you take into cognizance. So let's say you are already drawing more than the maximum salary offered at an institute. Then go to the institute only for the learning, not for the salary jump. So I have some people who opted for a 1 year MBA at IIM Ahmedabad with incoming salary of 50 lakhs. Now that will not happen to them, but they are happy because they said, I want to learn the thing because I've got a glass ceiling in my functional discipline. So some testimonials. So IIM Ahmedabad, for example, this person is a CA and an MBA. He was gold medalist Aditya Bansal, now in heading treasury at CATIS. So just be patient and invest in developing your thought process in a unique and unparalleled way. This lady at IIM Ahmedabad 2016 is Dr. Seema Singh. So she's a doctor and doing very well now. This guy is an IT guy now in Ericsson strategy and says that the dots will eventually connect when you look back. So don't think much. This is about the special services motto, men apart, every man an emperor, could well be used to describe the participants and faculty at PGPX. It was a treat to study with and be taught by most brilliant, experienced and diverse minds in the country and in fact the whole world. The rigor, the pedagogy and the tough grind of a year ensures that the end product is a quality Swiss watch which needs no advertising. That's the testimonial. So if you look at testimonials from B, again, this guy was not sure if he made the right choice after spending 12 years in the US, but came back to India, found IMB faculty and courses surpassing his expectation. So it's about letting go of inertia, ego, indifference and complacency and unlearning that you've learned and learning for a faster trajectory. Transformation, knowledge, creative action and all those things. People come back. So if alums are giving good feedback, so this is the feedback about IIM Calcutta at PGPX, prepared me to become a global leader in a fast way because of the case studies, the simulations, the group assignments. It's a brain expansion kind of for a year. And this person says, instrumental in transforming my frog in the well mindset into a 360-degree view and understanding various facets of business. So most people will say this. This guy from IIM Indore says a place where again, it's also very interesting that after 10 years of workage, you have 20 people reporting to you and you go back to a college like you got exams, assignments, projects, presentations, quiz, competitions, events, guest talks, lectures, sports, fests, friendships, parties, celebrations. It's a unique experience. When you're at ISB, you've hit the Formula 1 circuit. ISB actually, you can watch their YouTube channels. Fantabulous. Again, from SPGen, batch diversity, batchmates with similar experience. I am exposed to the happenings of different industries. So, done a paradigm shift. So, you are not a frog in the well, as someone really said. So, this was my 30 minutes on this topic. Any questions, please leave that in the comment section. I shall be happy to answer. Thank you so much. See you. next time with something else for you for food for thought.